Hey, it's Joe Crump. I got a new one. This is about the new system that we've got going, this question, and which I'm pretty excited about, actually. The question is, I've been manually sending out a sequence of text, email, and voicemail messages to the seller leads I get from the auto marketer. What is the best way to automate the system so I get the most leads possible? First of all, what they're talking about is sending a sequence of these text, email, and voice blasts to one specific person. So they'll gather all the leads. Let's say you got 200 leads, that 200 ads saying I got a house for sale in a particular city. What they're doing is taking those same people, and on day one, they're sending out an email blast and they're sending out a text blast. And then 3 days later, they send out a voice blast. And then a week later, they send out a text blast, and then another text blast, and then another text blast every week after that. And what I've been suggesting over time is to do it for a 3-month period. This hits them 14 times when we do it this way. And I just recently completed building, or I didn't build it, my coder recently built a sequential text blast system within the auto marketer. So all you have to do is queue them up one time. So you go into your filter, you filter in the last week's worth of leads. Let's say there's 200 of them. You queue them up for the follow-up system, and it automatically starts emailing them, and it sends them a text all at the same time. Now, the email takes a long time for it to go out. It takes maybe a day, 2, 3 days for it to go out because it goes out very slowly. The text blast goes out immediately, and that text blast doesn't have a link in it. It's just a straight text blast. Would you consider selling your home, rent to buy? And we find we get anywhere from 20 to 50% response rates on that, and about half of those people say yes. Then, 4 days later, it sends out another text message, and this text message has a URL in it. And that URL is a link, and it's a tracking link, so we can keep track of how many people are clicking. It's a tracking link that sends them to the rent-to-buy seller site that explains how we work with sellers to get their properties lease optioned and to sell their properties lease option, and how it's no risk to them, how it doesn't cost them any money, how we're paid by the seller. All those things are included there. And there's a form on that site that if they fill that form out, then those leads are going to be highly qualified because they understand what we're doing. We convert 90 to 100% of the leads that fill out the form. Now, the people that are sending the text blast without a URL, that aren't filling out the form, that don't really understand what we're doing yet, those take more work, and those leads aren't as strong leads. They're stronger than just cold calling. If you cold call, you're going to talk to everybody, but at least when you do the text blast, those people have all heard your message that you want to do a lease option, and they're all responding. When you send a link and they go and read it and they fill out that form, you get a lot more of those people. Now, the thing to remember is I may get, out of that 200 people, 200 ads that we sent out, we may get 50 text responses, and half of those may be yes. So we get 25 or 30 yeses out of that we can call, and we can probably put together deals on quite a few of those. If you send out the link the second time, we still get responses by text, but most of them are no. The last one that I did, I think we got 60 that came back that were no. Out of that 60 that came back, 56 of them were no, and 4 of them were yes. So about a little over 2-3% are saying yes on that second blast. But we got a 40% click-through to the website. Now, the people that went to the website, out of that 200 people that we sent to, we got about 1% of those people to fill out the form. So we ended up getting one response, and then after that, a week later, we got another response. So we're getting the responses will trickle in from this same list. Now, these are the same people we're hitting, week 1, 4 days later, 8 days later, 7 days after that, 7 days after that, 7 days after that, for 3 months in a row. And as we continue to send to them, some people will say, no, take me off your list, quit bothering me, leave me alone. Our system is set up to automatically take those people out. We've got we look for keywords that might be abusive, that might be just take me off your list, or nope, don't send it to me anymore. Most of the people that have responded to these campaigns that we're doing that send them multiple texts, most of them aren't getting angry. Most of them are just saying, no, thank you, or please take me off the list, or I don't want to hear from you anymore. So if that's the case, the system automatically does that. You don't have to worry about it. It puts them on a blacklist, and it won't call them again if we try to do that. So, so that sequential process, it does a couple of things. One, it brings us in a flood of leads from that week, which we would normally get, because what we've been doing in the past is we'll just send out a text blast to everybody, and we'll deal with those leads, and then the following week we'll send out another text blast, and we'll deal with those leads, and the following week we'll send out another blast, and we'll deal with those leads. Well, this time, with this is going to give you a lot more leads, because it'll send out this first text blast, and then on the next week it's going to send out a whole new set of emails to and text blast to a new group that you're going to queue up. So every week, once a week, you have to queue them up, but those then stay in the system, so they get hit 14 different times over a 3-month period. So it's really phenomenal. You ought to look at the. I've got a few videos on the website that explain exactly how it works and show some of the numbers. I'll do some screen capture videos here in the future as well, so you can see some of the things that is coming from this. But it's truly the most phenomenal process that I've ever seen for bringing in leads at a very, very low price. And some of them are highly qualified leads, and some of them are less qualified, but still great leads, and certainly much better leads than cold calls. So anyway, we're excited about it.